E3 2015 is over. This is the Kings of Rice.
This is Ultima.
And this is MGT Cast. And once again, E3 2015 is over, and this will be a overview / thoughts of the main conferences, basically. And basically, it's like, I've pretty much listed off of everything I thought was that I guess I'm excited about.
Yeah.
And hopefully you can glaze over what you were most excited about, and we can make it a thing. So, here we go. So, to start off, according to what I researched, Oculus went first. Am I correct?
Yes.
So, basically, I cared less for the I guess the initial details, rather than I was excited about everything about Oculus, because I'm looking to dive into that one day.
I feel it.
So,
as am I.
You know, I'm ready. I'm ready to get. I'm hopefully won't suffer from vertigo from it. So that's okay. I mean, I don't have a history with motion sickness, so I'm not.
Shouldn't be too bad.
I'm not really worried.
Yeah.
So with that out of the way, the next one should be Bethesda, and that one was a very, I guess you can say, exciting turnabout. Considering what I was most excited for, I'm more of an Elder Scrolls guy, but Fallout 4 was a really exciting one.
Yes. It looked awesome.
Another one that I was excited about was Dishonored
2,
and what was that, the definitive edition?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Is there anything that maybe you, besides Fallout 4 and Dishonored, was there anything else that came to mind for you?
Honestly, as far as Bethesda goes, not really. It was Fallout 4 was just kind of the thing for me.
It was the beefiest announcement of the of the entire conference.
It was just like, oh God, thank you, finally. But yeah, no, I'm just excited for Fallout 4 and how it's going to look in the new gen or whatever. Is it current gen yet? Is it considered current gen now, or I don't know?
I'd probably give it another year.
All right.
And also, well, what is it? There's, speaking of Fallout, there's also a Fallout mobile game coming out, but I'm not so excited about that. Also there's an Elder Scrolls mobile game coming out, but that's like cards and stuff. That's like a card game.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls Hearthstone.
Yeah, basically. Now we're moving on to Microsoft. The big meaty one was the Xbox One backwards compatibility.
Yay!
Which they are planning on doing cross-platform gaming, which I believe is going to be playing with the 360 people, which is very nice because
absolutely,
my brother was very concerned about that, considering he's like, oh, will I still be able to play, say, Left 4 Dead with my brother-in-law? Like, yeah. And then they're talking about also with the DLCs for your games carrying over too, which is nice. That'll be just as awesome, because damn, you spent all this money.
I know.
You spent all this money, so it's like, why wouldn't you be able to keep it? The next one I'm excited about is the Elite controller. It looks very beautiful, which I actually got a really good look at earlier today. But I actually missed the Microsoft conference, so I had to watch like some highlight videos and I had to read about it. But yes, the Elite controller looks very nice. It's really they're really what's really cool is they're taking a third party, like a modded controller, I guess you could say tournament style mod controller, and mass producing it, which is really cool. But the price point kind of gets to me. I would understand it's $150. So that's kind of a bit expensive for my taste. I kind of wish I would go for about $100.
Yeah,
me personally, because the regular Xbox One controller is already $60, right?
Yeah. So you figure.
Yeah.
I mean, at worst, I feel like it should be 120, so double. But
yeah, that's true. I would go as high as 120 at most.
Yeah, 100 seems like that's where they should be landing on that, but I don't know. I guess I guess it's for. I guess you would take game for people that would really, really want it. You probably take gaming very seriously at that point. So I guess they figure they can charge a decent amount for
I
it.
mean, they're hitting a really good spot considering it comes out on Halloween, and that's before Call of Duty comes out. So maybe they're trying to
Yeah,
trying to entice the certain hardcore players to come out and spend this $150. Uh, Me
yeah.
personally, I'll probably wait until maybe there's a really lovely sale.
Price drop low as hell. Yeah. I mean, I probably won't
I mean,
get one, but that's just
maybe
not my
maybe
thing.
one day I'll see what's going on with
Yeah.
that. Next one obviously is, I mean, we're all like in anticipation because it's hella deep, but Halo 5 Guardians.
Oh yeah.
Um,
The
I'm more than the multiplayer. I'm looking forward to the story. I always love a good story. Um,
uh I just want to that game looked like graphically holy
Graphically phenomenal,
crap. That
phenomenal.
game. I was just like the environments were so like I was like Jesus.
But still remember, we have to get to the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah.
So we have to
I know.
when is, I don't remember when is the exact date?
Yeah, that was another big thing. It's dropping end of October instead of November now.
Okay, so yeah, we
I think
gotta
it's like 10/27 or
we,
something.
we gotta get in gear here in the next
I
couple
know.
months.
Oh well, bro. Speaking of getting gear, Gears of War,
Gears of War. That
right?
that one you're
Oh,
more excited about, which is
oh,
cool. I mean,
absolutely.
yes, he's
Big
more
Gears of War fan.
more than me. I did play Gears, but I wasn't really into it.
Yep. There's the Gears,
The
the Gears,
HD
yeah,
remaster,
remastered. Um,
and the
probably
announcement
gonna
of
look at that,
and then Gears 4. That
Gears
there,
of War 4.
then there's
Finally.
not very much information about that quite yet. They're keeping
Yeah, I
it. They're,
know.
they're keeping it.
There's a small like little playthrough of a small part when
Yeah,
what
so
presumably like the engine's gonna look like.
they're being very tight-lipped about it. I'd imagine it's
Yeah.
because of the leak for the HD remaster. So,
Yeah.
and speaking of getting in gear, in my taste, Forza 6 is coming out, and a big racing simulator fan. I'm just looking for looking forward to
Okay.
the beautiful visuals, and if they how much better
Yeah.
how much better the driving is going to be.
Yeah.
And moving to the dark side of gaming, I mean difficulty, Dark Souls 3 has been revealed.
Yeah.
Uh, very I'm a fan of I am a very big fan of challenges.
Yeah.
Didn't play Dark Souls 1 too far in, but I'm still really deep into Dark Souls 2. But right now, Elder Scrolls Online is taking up my time, so I'm gonna have to get back to that one of these days before Dark Souls 3 comes out, and that's supposed to be early 2016.
That's pretty quick.
Yeah, that's actually
Uh-huh.
that's actually a very close release date considering.
What Dark Souls 2 come out? Like early last year?
Initially, yes,
Okay.
and for the next gen, it was April.
Okay, yeah.
Moving on, if there's nothing else for Microsoft.
Um, well, there was a game they showed. It was called Recore,
Okay.
and they didn't show any gameplay. They just showed like a trailer, and it looked interesting. But the most interesting thing is it's actually being made by the Mega Man creator,
Oh, okay.
Keiji Inafune.
Okay.
So that's what has me really curious about it. But it looks like it has something to do with like, uh, you work with like robots and stuff like that.
Okay.
So touch on that one. But other than that, no. I mean, there was the pirate game, but
Well,
again,
that
it
too,
didn't
and
show much.
that too, in the
Sea of Thieves.
Hololens for
Oh, yeah.
the Hololens demonstration, which I am a fan of, but it won't be. I won't really delve in. I'm not going to be really interested in it until more information comes out.
Yeah.
Now
I'd like to know what it does besides Minecraft.
yeah. So moving on, the next one was EA. Mostly sports. I'm not super interested in sports, but the most interesting thing that I saw was obviously Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah.
In which you saw some gameplay footage of, and it was actually really nice. But At the same time, because it's being put together by Dice, it reminds me of Battlefield. Not such a bad thing though, because we need. I always was looking forward to a new Star Wars Battlefront to come out.
Yeah. Sometimes just a shiny new coat of something can make it better. So
Oh
maybe
yeah,
maybe the Star Wars coat on Battlefield style
Well,
would be nice.
like
Plus, the
intrigues.
weapons are obviously going to work differently. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. And for you, it's mostly the sports thing because Madden, they talked about Madden a bit there.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Any
it
new
was
things
good.
about Madden?
Uh
Any big changes?
Not. None that are really springing out to me at the moment. But
I
we'll
imagine.
see.
I
They
imagine when
usually,
you get to closer to the release date, I imagine
yeah,
they start to talk about it a little bit more.
yeah. Usually they'll start 'cause I follow Madden on Facebook, so they'll start posting more videos as we get close to the release date, and I'll have a better idea. But yeah, I know there's some people that were slightly, I guess, disappointed how much EA was doing with their sports games at their conference. But I mean, hey, it's a big part of what they do, whether you like it or not.
Yeah. Also, like in a on a side interview after the EA conference, they talked a little bit about how maybe the backwards compatibility for Xbox One is gonna affect their EA access. Like that will probably that'll probably turn out to be a really good thing.
Oh yeah,
Probably get more games into their vault because EA access is actually really nice, and you pay $5 a month and you could play games you normally wouldn't play. So, you know, let's see how that really turns out for EA in the future. Um, Outside of that, is there anything else you want to talk about from EA?
from EA, no, not really.
All right, then moving on to my personal favorite conference, the Ubisoft conference. Actually,
Okay.
um, to start off, they had a really badass unicorn riding cat that had a gold desert eagle and had a unit riding on a unicorn that blew fire. That was for a DLC for what was it, Trials Evolution, I think.
Yeah,
And yeah, fucking awesome. But honestly, the starting off at the top, the highlight of the conference for me was For Honor,
yeah.
and honestly, just looks like a really fun game to get into with other people.
I
So
know it definitely looked pretty cool.
I'm actually looking forward to see how that goes in the future, and hopefully, you know, but time does change things, but hopefully it's for the better. And moving on, we have a big cluster of Tom Clancy games coming out, starting
Oh
with
yeah,
The Division,
the
which
Division.
which actually I am very actually, people say the Rainbow Six Siege, which we're gonna talk about in a minute, is their favorite, but mine is The Division.
Yeah,
Uh,
that looks more interesting to me. Personally.
because we're really moving a lot into the online into the MMO platform with a lot of games
Yeah,
where you got where you're always out in the field with somebody else. You're not just with your friends. So that'll be a big turning point for shooters in general.
okay.
Um, which is really a dope idea. We'll just see how many friendships it breaks in 2016. Next one, as I just said, Rainbow Six Siege. Uh,
uh,
the
yeah,
the gameplay for that was really nice. I like how they changed everything like that. They're making a lot. They're basically making the shooters more realistic. Rainbow
yeah.
Six Siege is.
And
Uh,
I think a big thing with that though is like, even if you hadn't played Rainbow Six lately, Rainbow Six Siege comes with Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2.
yes, it does.
So
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
that's
that alone's kind of like gonna give you a little extra incentive. Or if you just really like the games and you want to be able to play them a little easier now.
yeah. So and moving on, which was a surprise coming through from the what was it, the CEO of Ubisoft.
Yeah,
They're in Paris. They're working on which is the new Ghost Recon. I don't remember Ghost Recon the full title, but I forgot to write it down. I meant to. But that was a really awesome trailer. Really awesome footage they showed for it. Um,
Yeah.
and again, another open world game. Open world is really starting to take shape.
It's Ghost Recon Wildlands.
There, yep, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And
Wait.
actually, I think considering the trailer, it's a fitting title. Um,
Yeah. That's interesting.
yeah, it does. And moving on to the open world concept, which is probably we'll see how that helps Ghost Recon revive itself
Yeah.
back into the
Well,
market.
open world's just becoming a lot more popular these days. I
Yeah,
don't know. It's
I mean the technology kind of helps it along too.
yeah.
So
I think with success, honestly, it's probably mostly from Bethesda with their Elder Scrolls and Fallout success. The whole open world thing's really catching on.
yeah, you can do a lot more with it nowadays. And then to top it off, Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Um, lately, Assassin's Creed has kind of taken a tumble, not for the greatest, but
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Syndicate actually looks really awesome. Um,
That one takes place in
it
London.
takes place in London during the Industrial Revolution, so it's
Okay.
the first modern Assassin's Creed game
Yeah.
in its history. So that one actually looks nice, and also
Setting has me intrigued. I'll give it
it
that.
really does, and the characters does too, because
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the overview for the characters, but um, the the two assassins in the game are
Yeah.
twins. One's a brother,
Yeah.
one's a sister, and I like how their personalities contrast because the sister is like a legit like sneaky assassin, and her brother is basically a gangster.
Yeah.
So he'll beat you up in the open while she slits your throat and throws you in a barrel. But I'm really looking forward to that within the next couple of months. So um, within the months to come. So hopefully I'll be able to, even though like I may just considering like I may just skip over the other Assassin's Creed games just to get this one.
Yeah.
So um, anything from the Ubisoft, anything else from Ubisoft that I missed that you might be interested in?
No, I mean that was all. I want to see more on this For Honor thing.
Yeah, hopefully in the next couple of months they'll give out a little bit more information.
Yeah.
I'm always I'm always stalking around Twitter just looking for information. So
Hmm.
uh, to move on, the next one was the next 2 hours was Sony, and
Sony.
they had a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
We'll just start with Horizon Zero Dawn, which stuck out to me really at the beginning, just like For Honor did. It,
Yeah. That one looked interesting.
I mean, what is it with like in Mother Nature has taken the world back, and
And
basically we've been reduced to primitive.
yeah, but
And
it was weird because like there was like robot animals, so
yeah,
it was
it's
like
not just animals. It's
what?
like giant robot animals, like and you're killing robot animals with primitive weaponry. What
Yeah.
in an extremely large and beautiful landscape? What? How much better does it get?
Yeah. Pretty much. Oh, when was it? Dawn Horizon. I'm trying to think those other things. What were the other games?
The ones I wrote down that stuck out to me was the Batman Arkham Knight video. Actually, was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
I
that
remember that.
just in general, like it was like damn, like what? I mean, I haven't been playing the Batman games lately, but like Jesus, like
Me either,
I just
yeah.
might play this one. Um, they didn't like so much talk about it on the Microsoft conference because Call of Duty Black Ops 3 because the and this time it's reversed for us, so it's reversed to Sony, so they get the DLCs first, so which is probably why they talked about it on the Sony
Yeah.
conference. And I mean, us personally will be playing it on Xbox One, but like
Yeah.
it looks so clean. Like let's just I mean because with I was more so for me than I mean you're more of like the side games kind of guy, so like
Yeah.
you're the zombies platform, you really love the
Yeah.
zombies.
I freaking love
I
zombies.
really love the zombies too, but me personally I really love the campaign. But now it's going to be a multiplayer campaign, so basically they're so basically everything within Call of Duty in this new Call of Duty game now is going to be multiplayer, so everything falls under multiplayer. So if you haven't already, check out the Black Ops 3 trailer. It's fucking impressive. It's like, let's just hope Let's just hope. I'm pretty sure. I'm not hoping, but I'm not hoping because I'm pretty sure it will out to completely outshine Advanced Warfare because
Yeah,
that game lost me so fast.
yeah,
And for me, the biggest thing was the PS4 remake of Final Fantasy VII.
uh,
We talked about it in the other video. If you're
yeah.
watching this and you've already saw it, um,
Uh,
unfortunately, they didn't show it at the Square Enix conference. But I found out later on that hopefully by winter this year they will put out more information about it. So
that's nice.
yeah.
That's nice. Um,
Anything else that stuck out for Sony for you?
okay, well, there was one thing. Well, there was probably a couple. There was a couple of things, but one thing wasn't so much that stuck out. But I've seen a lot of people comment this, and I feel the same way. They they mentioned Shenmue 3,
Uh huh.
but instead of being like, "Yeah, we're gonna do it," they're like, "There's a Kickstarter for it, and its
So
Kickstarter is 2 million," and it's kind of like, if you're gonna highlight it, like it seems like I was like, you might have been able to make this.
a thing.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a like console exclusive for yourself if you'd have dropped 2 million.
Basically
Yeah.
what they're saying is we will embrace you if you get that money.
Yeah.
So basically they'll be published by Sony, not so much they're not so much made by Sony.
Yeah.
So they're not for whatever reason they're not looking to back it themselves, which is odd to me because the Shenmue
Yeah.
games were really popular.
Yeah. It's kind of like one of the highlights of the Dreamcast.
Speaking of Shenmue though, someone was for some reason someone was hoping for a new Dreamcast console.
A new Dreamcast console.
Yeah, sorry, that was my phone going off. I probably should have put it on
Cool.
silent. Yeah, someone was really hoping for a new Dreamcast console, which is funny to me because like I don't see that
Yeah.
ever happening, considering that
Yeah,
it was technically
I
made
don't
by
think
Sega.
Sega's in it. Yeah. I'm
Sega
like,
Sega's not quite in that kind of money, so
The Last Guardian looked. It looked kind of weird to me.
well, I mean, it's probably the art style. I mean,
Yeah.
it looked really cool, but that's not.
Like
I mean, that was like
it.
that was like what people were anticipating
Yeah.
right before they announced the remake for Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
Then that kind of fell to the wayside. Although it's still a very popular topic online right now. The Last Guardian.
Um. They talked about that weird dreams thing.
Oh, that was I didn't really pay too much attention to that because it was like just what the hell was that? Like what is that?
Yeah, it was weird. It was really weird.
I mean, I admit it's very innovative considering you could do it a lot
Yeah.
better on this generation of platform rather than the previous one.
Yeah.
So it probably works out a lot better than it would have
Like,
before.
there's nothing wrong with it. It was just like, what is this? You know, like I know what it is, but it's like, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
World of Final Fantasy. Why haven't we touched on that yet?
Well, I was gonna talk about it more during the Square Enix
okay.
section because I did
Oh.
that was its
Yeah.
that appeared on
The way
both.
for
So if it dual appeared on two separate like conferences, I just wrote it, and it's more prevalent conference.
Okay.
So we'll get there in a little bit. Moving on to Nintendo, they didn't have the most.
Oh,
they
God.
probably had the worst conference.
They absolutely had the worst conference.
So I mean, but then again,
Oh.
the two things stuck out to me: The Legend of Zelda: The Triforce Heroes, which
Yeah.
actually looks really cool to me.
It does. It
And
does.
it looks like fun and a lot of arguing. Because in all intents and purposes that requires a lot more co-op experience than say the Four Swords did.
Yeah.
Uh,
First.
because you know just look at it. You know you're deflecting
Yeah.
bombs off each other and stuff. So it's like
Yeah.
And then the only other thing that stuck out to me was the shit. Besides the Super Mario Maker, but that kind of just speaks for itself.
Yeah.
And the only other thing that really stuck out to me was the Shin Megami Tensei Crossfire Emblem. Damn it! What did I just do?
It
Phone went off again.
Shin Megami Tensei X Fire Emblem looks so dang cool.
But I was like watching the trailer, like forgive me if I don't see it, but like, where's the Fire Emblem?
It's I think it's gonna be kind of like so think of like what's that a Gundam show you've been watching recently with a Gunpla?
Oh, Gundam Build Fighters.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be something along those lines, except like not figures necessarily. It's like VR and like I don't know. I think that's where it's coming in. They talked about it a little bit at on one of their directs. But yeah, it's very much like Shin Megami Tensei, and it seems like Fire Emblem is an actual thing in that universe.
So basically, it's like I want to say it's a theme.
Yeah,
Okay.
and like, but I think there's like it's like just like somehow like this fake world is now crossing over here somehow. I think it's one of those things.
Okay.
But yeah, it doesn't seem very prevalent when you just watch the trailer. You kind of have to. But I don't know. It looked cool to me. Fire Emblem Fates, the 3D, the new 3DS Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
That one looks really cool. I just think it's really cool that there's like basically two main stories, and so it looks like there's gonna be a lot of replayability on that one. Star Fox Zero looked good. I feel like people were a little harsh on that game because that was like the only Wii U game they really showed off.
Yeah.
But it looked good. It looked like a new Star Fox game, and that's what people wanted. So
I mean, it's new and it's not. Let's just say that's probably why they were treating it really harshly. Although it's not totally. I didn't find it totally unfounded that they were being a little harsh on it. I mean, look at it like this: it's new, but it's not. But don't worry about it. You'll play it anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when has that ever stopped you from playing a game? If that's it, we're gonna move on to the.
Unless you want to talk about Animal Crossing Mario Party.
I'm all right. Square Enix. Let's start off with Kingdom Hearts 3 with the news that Tangled will be thrown into Kingdom Hearts 3, which is actually pretty good because because I liked the Tangled movie. I didn't watch it when it first came out, but
no, Tangled was a good Disney movie.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
So it just leaves to wonder because I mean, what other new things are they going to throw? They might just throw Frozen in there.
Yeah, I'd be very curious to see that
because because I'd say the more magical Disney themed movies probably work a lot better in the Kingdom Hearts universe. So
yeah,
so I think Frozen would work really well. Moving on to the world of Final Fantasy. Kind of
chibi Final Fantasy.
Kind of at first, what the hell am I looking at?
Yeah.
But hell, it's Final Fantasy, and I'm gonna try it anyway.
Yeah, it's Final Fantasy. It's like there's like chibi things going on. I don't know, man. It's just one of those things where you're like, if this was World of anything other than Final Fantasy, I might be like, what? Yeah. Because it's like World of Final Fantasy. It's like, okay, maybe this is gonna be cool. Plus, it's coming out on Vita too, so.
Yeah, it gives you two choices.
So I might not,
when you go out to pick the game up, like what platform do you want to play it on? Yeah. And real quick, like to glaze over to the new Star Ocean.
Oh yeah, that actually looked really.
It actually looked really good. Although
that was one of the better things.
I had a problem watching the Square Enix conference only because I had to leave my house after it came on. So I was struggling to listen to it in the car while I was driving. I had it hooked into the speakers of the car, so it my phone's data was just no, maybe I got it. So I was watching it in pieces, let's just say. But I did have a really good look at the Star Ocean, and that actually looked really nice. I don't know about any other Star Ocean games that came out previously, but the last time I played Star Ocean was on the PS2, so
yeah. I've just been, it's like one of those things, man. So I've been patiently waiting for some new RPGs.
so those are all of the main conferences.
Yeah.
Another thing, just while I was making my notes, quickly scrolling forth, the only other thing that stuck out to me besides the things I already know about, like games coming out and stuff like that, was the Metal Gear Solid 5, the Phantom Pain trailer. That trailer was like, what the fuck am I watching? Did you see that?
I didn't. I actually didn't see that. The Phantom Pain trailer. I didn't see it.
You after we're done here, you should go look it up because it is like the craziest. I was like, you played the previous Metal Gear Solid games, you're like, at times things happen in the game, and you're like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
But if you watch this trailer, you're like, what is going on?
There's something wrong with this.
Yeah, did someone slip me some acid and I didn't know? So,
Oh,
so
Kojima.
besides anything coming out of Konami, is there anything else that stuck out to you
From
at
E3,
E3 outside of the main conferences?
hmm. Mm, not, not really. I mean, I guess.
All right,
Oh,
okay.
one thing we didn't mention is it. Nintendo's like somewhat cryptic at the beginning of their presentation. They were like, "Next year we're going to be talking about the NX,"
Oh, okay.
and then that was it. That was all they said about that. And so clearly, it's something in their minds that's important. It's big. So I don't know if it's a new console, if it's like a VR peripheral, because
I
everyone seems to have their own now. At
Yeah,
least that's where we're going.
because PlayStation is making their own,
Yeah, they
and
got Morpheus.
yeah, and so I mean, and then like the Oculus, I'm sure is going to be compatible on
Right.
a lot of platforms,
Yeah,
and
Microsoft seems to be,
they're
along
known.
with the HoloLens, working with Oculus a
Yeah,
little bit, and then Valve's like, "Hey, we could do that too."
yeah. So overall, I think in the last couple of years, this was probably like the E3 I was the most excited about.
It it started off as one of the best E3s in a while. I thought this what's today? Today the 17th?
Yes.
Okay. So I thought the 16th, which was it. So I thought that because yesterday was the last day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought yesterday was a little it was
Well, I
okay.
mean, it was on the wind down, really,
Yeah.
if you think about it.
But I mean
Because I'd imagine for most expos, like the beginning is really the funnest day.
yeah.
So
But I mean Bethesda, Sony, Microsoft, I thought they freaking nailed it, all three of them.
yeah, so and then and
Ubisoft did pretty good too.
Ubisoft did pretty good. Sony did pretty well. Did pretty
Yeah.
well too. And then Nintendo and then Square Enix were kind of on the wind down. So
Yeah.
um,
Square Enix's biggest problem was I felt like they talked way too much without like
really
because they
digging.
could have talked while they were showing things. They were just talking,
Yeah,
and then they're like, "Okay,
they
here's
were
the
more
plan."
like presenting rather
They were
than.
very wordy, and I was like, "Shut up! No one wants to hear you." It's like it was like the speaker at graduation. It was like,
Yeah,
"Dog, we don't."
dog, it's hot out here.
Yeah, for real, basically. Oh, well, right on time.
So Uh, overall, that E3 was actually pretty fantastic. We
Yeah.
got to see a lot of new updates, a lot of new games coming out. Uh,
I give E3 an A- this year.
yeah, it turned out pretty well, and I mean, for the most of all, if if you guys watch this video, I would like maybe to like for you guys to comment on what you're most, you know, what like grabbed you most about this E3, or um,
Unfortunately for me, it's just not fair because there's only one answer.
I mean,
It's Final Fantasy
well, I
remake.
mean, I
Outside of
I mean,
that,
outside of that, I have to, you have other priorities. So I mean,
yeah.
so
Outside of that, it was probably Fallout 4.
I mean, it's just what I mean,
Uh,
what we're most excited about is another thing, but what's close to coming out should excite you more
yeah.
in the coming. It just
Halo 5.
Halo 5, the new Call of Duty,
Yeah,
the backwards compatibility.
yeah, backwards compatibility is gonna be so nice. It's just really obnoxious to like hook up 360 sometimes because I
Yeah,
already have a lot of stuff hooked up to my TV.
my room will be plenty cleaner. Uh,
Yeah,
I guess that's it.
yeah, that's it.
So
Nice job.
comment and subscribe.
Yeah,
Tell us what you think.
Nintendo. I swear to God, if you don't bring the Thunder next year, I'm gonna be pissed.
Bring the thunder. It's the Kings of Rice.
This is Ultima.
Have a good day.
All right.